sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too low. Anytime she goes away. Hey, you're being alone, but ain't no sunshine bum, bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. What country's got a feeling really hit the ceiling? Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Went to a mosque, gonna throw some rocks. Tell the Ayatollah gonna put you in a box. Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Sam's getting pretty hot. Time to turn Iran into a parking lot. Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Bum, bum, I ran. The country's got a feeling really hit the ceiling. Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Call the volunteers, call the bombardiers, call the financiers. Better get their ass in gear. Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Supplies, get our hands untied and bring them back alive. Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Bum, bum, I ran. Our country's got a feeling really hit the ceiling. Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. You've been stealing, now it's time for dealing. Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran.
May God arise. May his enemies be scattered. May his foes flee before him. May you blow them away like smoke as wax melts before the fire. May the wicked perish before God. But may the righteous be glad and rejoice before God.
Broadcasting live from the Free Speech Studios. Deep within the city of Fountain. With over 4 years of satisfying the curious mind and looking damn sexy while doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, Phantom Facts Society.
Oh, look! I didn't see you there. Oh, well, welcome. Welcome to Phantom Facts Society here in the heartland of America, Kansas City, Kansas. It still doesn't quite feel right to say I live in Kansas, but here we are. It is I, your ginger stream of conscious, your Timu Tim Dillon, your Michael Jordan's flu game episode. This is it. Make a note because I just puked not more than 5 minutes ago. But I am here today because, let's get it out of the way, shall we? Shall we get it out of the way?
Bum, 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 I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Bum, bum.
So you know when it's excuse me, I'm going to partake in these anti-nausea sticks my doctor recommended to me. These are holistic, natural American spirits made with organic anti-nausea medicine. I can't quite read that. I don't speak Indian, Native American. I don't speak American spirit. You know what? Anti-nausea sticks. And let's listen to literally something that was created over 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure for the No Agenda show. As
Bomb, 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 Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran.
Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, Corey was right. And I hate that. I do. I'm not a fan. I hate being right. I do. Despite the guffaws coming from the audience section. Are you laughing? I hate being right. It is one of the most disgusting probably features about me. You know, in that interview process where they're like, if there's one thing you could fix, what's one thing you don't like about yourself? It's being right. I hate it. It's not enjoyable, but yeah, here we are again with Phantom Facts being right. And we drop bombs on
Bomb, 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 Iran.
Bombs on it. Now, like, it's been a part of movies. I think I first saw it on, was it Fahrenheit 9/11? Michael Moore. I'm sort of channeling these things cure nausea. What? Find yourself a doctor. These do not. But some habits are hard to break. And we need energy for the show because World War III has started. As to everyone that has messaged me, starting at 5 this morning, and you know who you are. And so we're going to talk about it a little bit. Now, I got a great question, and I would love to. I'd love to take all the credit, people, for being right. But if we're being honest, a lot of people, and this is genuine, and I feel for it, the question that's asked. But a lot of people ask me, how do you know? How do you get it right? And there's a couple of things, and you're not going to like any of the answers. First of all, you can't just watch one news channel. You can't come home and just watch one news channel. Now you can, but you have to realize that when you watch all these different news channels side by side on how they report the same story, there's two questions you have to ask. And I'll give credit to my mother, right? Because when we were younger, we were homeschooled. And the state of Iowa was not a fan of that. And so to acquiesce to our God-given rights in America, which was used in the argument with the courts, they said, well, let's have a teacher stop by and make sure they're not dumb. And so once a quarter, Ruth Vandeross, I think was her name, would come by and check on us when we were kids, and make sure we knew what 2 + 2 was, but she'd give us a list of books that was to be all the middle schoolers or high schoolers or whatever were going through. And I remember my mom asking this, to her credit, is who comes up with the list? Who says the most dangerous game is required reading or Lord of the Flies? Who said that? And now we found out that it was Ghislaine Maxwell's dad who said that. So, point for mother. That's a good point. So, when you're watching news, you have to apply the same principles. Who says that this is news? And that's uncomfortable for people because let's be honest, we go to work where we're required to think and do manual or mental labor as a cog machine will, because we are deep down a German society that loves logistics. And everyone has a little compartment that they must fit into. Well, who's deciding these things? And there is a great podcast called No Agenda Show that, understood this 20 years ago. And then, and honestly, that's how I have derived all my information. And not from the No Agenda shows exclusively, but the No Agenda show teaches you that you have to be willing to go to Drudge, to do searches on engines that aren't Google, and to realize that no matter what you read, there is going to be bias. When you watch this show, there is going to be bias. It's just part of the natural order of things. We are biased creatures. I can only see things from Corey Hussing's perspective. Now, I can understand how other people see things. And that's called empathy. Being able to put your feelings into someone else's shoes. And then there's people who just prefer to be dripped in white privilege and love the suburban life too much to think of anything beyond their front nose. And that's fine. You need people like that to go out and deliver mail and work in oil rigs. You need people. You need all sorts of people, and that's fine. But if you're going to do this show, it's going to take a bunch of research. It doesn't just come to you from reading an article on X. Now, sometimes you'll find people like Ian Carroll that have put a lot of work into it. But then, and Epstein has taught us this. Thought we could go an episode without talking about Epstein. But Epstein has taught us that there are people that are just willing to be sold and look the other way. And as soon as you discover those people, you have to put them in a box as no longer reliable. If you know they're taking money from a foreign lobby, they're out there trying to push a narrative like we have heard for the last 40 years against Iran. Let me play this clip here. And we got sucked up into it. This is I guess a case of No Agenda being misled. And that was old Donald Trump and how much he hates war.
So, this is a total catastrophe, and you might as well get out now because you're just wasting time and lives. Nobody talks about the soldiers that are coming.
We need to look at these clips with a little bit of happiness, people, because at one point in time, the adults in the room believed that Wolf Blitzer was an actual interview.
So, this is a total catastrophe, and you might as well get out now because you're just wasting time and lives. Nobody talks about the soldiers that are coming back with no arms and no legs. And I saw at Mar-a-Lago on Mondays, I make Mar-a-Lago my club that you know about.
In Palm Beach.
I make that twice now. On a Monday, I let returning Iraqi injured soldiers come to the premises. The most beautiful people I've ever seen, but they're missing arms and legs. They're with their wives. Sometimes they're with their girlfriends, and the tears are coming down the faces of these people. The thousands and maybe hundreds of thousands, and the Iraqis that have been just maimed and killed. This war is a horrible thing. Now, President Bush says he's religious, and yet 400,000 people, the way I count it, have died, and probably millions have been badly maimed and injured. What's going on? What's going on? And the day we pull out, it's going to explode. We're keeping the lid on a little bit. It's still a catastrophe. But the day we pull out, because they're in a civil war, whether we want to admit it or not, they're in a civil war. Look.
And we went from that to now this at, I think, 2:00 in the morning. This was aired.
The United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran,
Just a little bit of context here. When that happened, it turned out that embassy is now a museum to spy technology, because they had discovered so much influence from the American government into Iran that they felt it had bastardized it so much that they had to show to the people of Iran that embassy was the hub for one of the most extensive spy networks in the country. A lesson. Anyway, I forgot. That's their narrative. That's their narrative.
holding dozens of
It's not like we as Americans understand what being propagandized is like. No,
of
sir.
American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than
I mean, it just does sound eerily similar to how Iraq somehow was involved with 9/11. I mean, we're talking about Hamas, which what we all know was created by Israel to counteract the former terroristic organization there. And and I mean, it just we just make these jumps, and then we're just supposed to. I mean, do we remember Iraq, people? The weapons of mass destruction. I mean, he literally had a Ziploc baggie of like cake mix. Yeah, we found this. We found it. This little baggie. It looked like, really good cocaine. He brought cocaine to the UN meeting, people, and said it was nuclear warfare. And I remember sitting there as I think I was 13 watching it. I do that because it was, so my dad, my poor father, was forced to take us kids to all his cleaning accounts. So I had to clean the bathrooms, which there was 6, 7 of them, which I could do. I timed it to 2.5 minutes per bathroom. And that's the German in me. The shop rocket. I was a shop rocket for my dad's company. Didn't know about the union then, fellas. And then if we finished on time or early, while Dad actually cleaned, we could watch TV. And so and the TV was mounted up on the corner of the wall. So, hence that's how I watched us invade Iraq. I remember watching the speech. All right, we're going to stop doing the pose. We're distracted. I remember watching the speech where he gave him the 24 hours. Saddam, I'm going to need you to go to another country in 24 hours. I don't want to do it, Saddam. And I remember thinking, well, that's sort of nice. If I was a world leader and someone's like, hey, this is America, 24 hours, I would say, where's my plane? Am I allowed to fly out? Be calling up Pakistan. Hey, Becky. Listen, I just want an apartment, bro. That's it. America. No, they're coming. Yeah. Not Trump. He's not as nice. Although, of course, as is tradition from 9/11 to any other major conflict, the Jews were warned in advance. So that's all you have to do is follow HebrewNational.com and you'll know. You'll know. Stay away from March Madness. No, I'm teasing. It's this is how we get taken down. Listen, if something happens, March Madness, then I will take credit for being right on my own. All right. Let's see here. So we're bombing. Yeah, that's right. We're bombing. Now, of course, our neighbors out to the east, more specifically, the Middle East. They're feeling pretty good about this, and rightfully so. I mean, we're going to take care of their neighbors. Now, I'm getting a lot of World War III comments here. A lot of World War III comments, and I get it. All right, the World War III thing, that is a legit feeling because the world is indeed at war, and this is the third time. However, we have not yet to make our grand entrance into this scene, people. So let's calm down, right? We're just bombing. We're taking a very interesting approach. Now, I think if it was, I might need another nausea stick. Feel it. Bring it back together. We'll hold it in. Take a little sip of the juice. All right. There's no boots on the ground yet, people. Now, there might be. And in that speech we were playing later on, Trump goes on to talk about how there will be Americans that die. And I think that has already happened. We've had 4 bases hit with missiles. And you're about to learn what the rest of the world learned when Russia and Ukraine went to war. And that is there will be no honest media from this point on. It will all be lies. We are running now a military propaganda war for a country that has blackmail authority over us, I guess. or some super weapon, what I've been told, some space laser technology. So fully expect that this is going to be difficult to believe anything you see. Like right now, the Iranian leader has been reported dead by Israeli officials. I don't know how. You know what I'm saying, people? Now remember they tried this with Hitler. You know, they tried a little bomb, and then they took over the media, and it was a race to the radio company. And whoever won the race, Hitler or the usurpers, would win the country. And Hitler won because he had great cell service. Tara Anderson says there was an honest media. Yes, it's Phantom Fact Society. Obviously, that's because without saying, I think that was just an innocent plug. All right, let's take a little breather. Let's listen. What do we want to listen to? I know. And now I understand everyone's upset about bombing Iran, but I think this song will really help put it all in perspective.
Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is true, so help you God?
I do.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even?
The Dow right now is over 50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about. The Dow right now. S&P at almost 7,000. The American people need to know this. Need to know how is the Dow.
Let me address the survivors, because that's
how is the Dow.
Will you turn to the survivors? This is not about
how is the Dow.
Co-conspirators fully redacted. Who's responsible? Are you able to track him? The survivors gave testimony to the FBI. Files pulled from the website that we will never see. The DOJ released photos of victims. Didn't want to be known. Who released the names and redacted the men they implicate?
you're spending more resources arresting journalists and prosecuting critics. Your boss stated that this administration, quote, took the freedom of speech.
Come on, the Dow right now is over 50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about. The Dow right now. S&P at almost 7,000. The American people need to know this. Need to know how is the Dow? How is the Dow?
You're covering up the
How is the Dow?
the crimes that have taken place.
Over 50,000.
Secretary Lutnick's ties
How
to
is the Dow? What does the Dow have to do with anything? Are you kidding? That's what they just asked. You sit here and attack, but we have a record smashing NASDAQ. The Dow right now is over 50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about. The Dow right now. S&P at almost 7,000. The American people need to know this. Need to know how is the Dow? How is the Dow?
Will you unredact this?
How is the Dow?
I just want you to answer.
Over 50,000.
What's the message we're sending?
How is the Dow?
Fully redacted.
How is the Dow?
Are you able to track it?
How is the Dow?
Let's circle back.
Over 50,000.
Let's talk about the facts.
How is the Dow?
Just solid gold on YouTube. Listen, anyone that has a thought on this, wants to call in, has an opinion they'd like to share on the show, there's the link in the comments. You just click on that link. You're more than welcome to join in. Join in on the epic flu episode where anti-nausea sticks have proven to be, if we could get a sponsorship by the tribe of American Spirit, that would be, we'd appreciate it. Let's be honest. I'd probably pay you in whiskey. I would, for that sponsorship. All right. So, we're bombing Iran. That's fun. If you have thoughts on that, please feel free to, leave in the comments, call in. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. There is no bad. Here's the problem. Like, there is no bad conversation to bring up on Phantom Facts on a Saturday night. If you want to talk about, Pakistan, firing missiles over into Afghanistan, we'll talk about it, because I bet you didn't know that was going on. World War III, people. This is the best World War. This is a millennial World War III, right? They knew we wouldn't go for this. They knew. That's why they're like, listen, after World War II, they're like, we have got, 110 million people. Our bad. Went a little excessive. Next time, let's build up infrastructure and games so that we can just keep everyone occupied. And then, we'll kill a little. We'll just kill a little at a time. And you're thinking to yourself, well, it's at least we're not up to World War I numbers, much less World War II. Well, you just keep believing that. I think they're saying 20, 25 million, 30. Now with the Ukraine-Russia war going till, they're saying 2028. That's what the Russians are saying. And I know one thing, Russians don't overestimate anything. They are a very slow functioning machine. Just look at what they did in World War II. America, now listen, America, I love it. No one loves Hell Let Loose and D-Day better than me. Right? I get it. It's, it was, you get to punch in. It's American. You punch in into a soft part of the belly where it's mostly conscripts from prisoners of war captured on the Eastern Front that were defending France, but you punch in. And then you just sort of ride that straight into Operation Paperclip as fast as you can. And you get Hitler to Argentina. All right, that's the deal. And the Russians, on the other hand, the Russians would move 3 miles a week. And when they left those 3 miles, there was nothing. There was nothing. And that went all the way. That would be like going from Chicago down to Texas and then like going all the way to the East Coast. And then just imagine there being nothing on the back end of that. It's all gone. It's all gone. That's Russia war. That's why you don't fight Russia. Because they commit. They're just overcommitters. We don't want to commit. And that might actually prove to be a benefit for us here in World War III. Now, Lord knows, if we don't play along, something bad's going to happen here. So I think that's the deal. Because remember, Trump is compromised. We all know this now. This is common. So Trump is playing by 2 rules. Got a little nauseous right there. Just makes me so sad that he's compromised. Makes me sick to my stomach. I take a hit of the nausea sticks. Appreciate your patience. Trump is compromised. He has to go to war. They told him so before he even ran for his 3rd term. They said, listen, Trumpy boy, we don't like Kamala because their war strategy sucks. And we can't use our fun stuff. And we have to keep it a secret. So what we'll do, Trump, is we'll pump you full of military money We'll give you a good VP, one that will, finish off what you want and do what we want, but we'll finish off what you want. And in return, we're gonna have to, destroy Cuba, Venezuela, Syria, Iraq, Iran, and possibly Jordan, I guess now. Lebanon, Palestine, Palestine for sure. And but listen, the Israel bombings will spin off to the Zionist Christians, and you'll be like a god. So that'll work out. And then you just got to deal with the liberals and libertarians. That's it. And Trump said, you know what? I'll make that deal. And that's a damn good deal. I do believe as quoted. By Brad Pitt. Ugh. Nausea. Inglourious Bastards is a good movie. Let's be honest. It's high quality. I'm a fan. So now here we have it. We have sweet Donald Trump, and he is he's unfortunately, we're going to have wars, people. Now, I think what he has justified in his mind is, I'll just bomb the crap out of everywhere so I don't have to put boots on the ground. Because I do genuinely believe that if he starts taking casualties of 10 to 20,000 men, he's not that would bother him. He's not a Bush or a Clinton who has complete disregard for American lives. I don't think he wants that. He's comfortable bombing. And he's comfortable kidnapping. Those are compromises. And so far, Papa Israel is okay with these compromises. As a hostage himself, what dirt did they have on Kamala? That's what makes me. Ugh. Was it so bad that she would? I believe, but if we see boots on the ground, I think that's the American people's red line. We grew up with Iraq veterans coming home, and we're a voting age, and no one approves of what we saw when they came home. No one approves. We heard the stories. We saw the people. And those people are heroes because that is the ultimate sacrifice for this country. Because there is a chance that you will be abused by them. And for the last 70 years, they have been. Especially what they had to endure in Afghanistan and Iraq. That's abuse by our government. And I don't think any person that saw that the 80% of Americans, that's why you don't see boots on the ground yet. So to say that you have no say in this, do not let them. That itself is propaganda, people. You do have a say. People get the government they deserve. And when they tried to go to war in 2015 in Syria, you said no. And now everyone's on high alert for war. And you're all saying no to this as well. And they haven't even put boots on the ground officially. So, we'll see. All right, let's take a break. Little little break. We're going to listen to some Mungo Jerry. Cool thing about this guy is his number one, I think this was like a one-hit wonder, actually, by Mungo Jerry. Then, you can tell he's a little eccentric. Great musician. Gets kicked out of his band. Done, made fun of. And yet this guy's still out there. And to this day, he has a YouTube channel where he teaches you how to play guitar. It's just one of the coolest things. Mungo Jerry in the summertime.
In the summertime, when the weather is high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather's fine, you got women on your mind. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find. If a daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If a daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Speed along the lane, you go down or a turn of 25. When the sun goes down, you can make it good and live by. We're not great people, we're not dirty, we're not mean. We love everybody, but we do as we please. When the weather's fine, we go fishing or go sailing in the sea. We're always happy, life's for living, yeah, that's our philosophy. Sing along with us, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, da-da-da-da-da, yeah, we're happy. Da-da-da, dee-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da, all right, da-da-da-da-da. All right. When the winter's here, yeah, it's party time. Bring a bottle, wagon back, 'cause it'll soon be summertime. And we'll sing again. We go driving, or maybe we'll settle down. If she's rich, if she's nice, bring your friends, and we'll all go into town. In the summertime, when the weather is high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather's fine, you got women on your mind. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find. If a daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If a daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Speed along the lane, you go down or a turn of 25. When the sun goes down, you can make it good and live by. We're not great people, we're not dirty, we're not mean. We love everybody, but we do as we please. When the weather's fine, we go fishing or go sailing in the sea. We're always happy, life's for living, yeah, that's our philosophy. Sing along with us, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, da-da-da-da-da, yeah, we're happy. Da-da-da, dee-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da.
A little bit of a sweet Mungo Jerry in the summertime. I would have played great tunes as a late night DJ. I'm just saying, you guys, if you heard my playlist, I mean, it would, well, you sort of have. Let's be honest. It's great. It's great. All right. We got a little, if I need remind you, back in 2022, it was Phantom Facts that broke the story about kitty litter in schools. That's right. And you all laughed. You all laughed at me. And then you all went to your school districts and said, by God, Corey, you are right. By God, Corey, you are right. I don't want to be right about cat litter in schools. And then, I mean, it made it all the way up to Trevor Noah in The Daily Show making fun of it. And then it turned out to be true. It turned out to be true. The article that Trevor Noah based his whole argument off of was a Canadian article, which I didn't say Canadian schools. Anyway, we're well beyond it now. We get it. We get it. Now, I have noticed, and I would love to hear, and we might do a TikTok show on this, TikTok live show, where we cycle through and ask all our viewers a question. And I'm thinking the question is going to be about the removal of cell phones in schools. Now, I hear you parents over there. Oh, you're so happy about it. Oh, it's good. Those cell phones should be locked up. Of course, parents, you can't lock up the cell phones. I mean, your kids will kill you. But the schools, if the schools could do our job for us. By golly, that would be nice. And so the state I love, sweet, sweet Iowa, along with many other states, have banned the use of cell phones in schools. And, there's different ways, but they lock them up. So these kids can't have access to them. Now, I'd love to know how your school has decided to lock up your children's property. And if you think for 1 minute that this is just not some early workers training for your child to make sure that you're saying here, well, they're just addicted to their phones. Facebook is made to be addictive. Smartphone. Steve Jobs wouldn't let his kids have a smartphone. Yeah. Why does your kid have one? Well, for safety. There's a million other reasons. But if you know something's poisonous, then you're either going to have to teach the kid a little self-control or watch him get hit by a bus while he's playing on his phone. Those are your options. But instead, the current trend is to have the schools lock your kids out of their cell phone. Now, that's the one place I would think I wouldn't mind my child having access to a phone. You may ask why that's the case, and I will show you why. But it's going to be a music interlude because I can't remember the clip. So give me a second.
You probably thought this deer was alive, and this coyote was alive, and this pheasant was alive. Nope, they're not. They're dead. They've been taxidermized by Chuck Testa. Ojai Valley Taxidermy. I specialize in the most lifelike dead animals anywhere. Period.
Look at that antelope driving a car.
Nope, it's just Chuck Testa.
All right. Found it. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. All right. This is why it might not be a bad idea for your kid to have access to a recording device close to their person that would hold some accountability.
In this field is Cheryl Shakeshaft. There's some data about the prevalence of sexual abuse of children in public schools. What is the latest data?
The latest data is 17%. Ms. Shakeshaft was the author of 2 studies commissioned by the Department of Justice. In December of 24, Harvard University published her most recent book, and she believes now that the number of children that suffer sexual misconduct by teachers, school administrators, and other personnel is about 17%.
Wait, 17%?
Yeah. In other words, 17% of students in this country who go to public schools will suffer some sort of sexual misconduct while in school by school personnel, which is a staggering statistic if you do the math.
17%. I mean, it almost feels like there might be a problem. Now, of course, we know about the Franklin cover-up, and that was all started through school administrators. And so, I mean, I'm just saying, like, hey, but there are also another trend I've noticed since the banning of schools. And this one hits a little closer to home because this is a county away from us, an Olathe school district, and in the Lawrence school district. We got two little clips here to sort of give you. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it as other than activist training in middle school.
Hi, my name is Rafa. Hi, my name is Ulysses, and we're presenting this.
All right, I mean, to give you an idea of what you're looking at here, if you're an audio-only listener, right? These are, I don't know, maybe, how old do you think these kids are? 12? Maybe 13? I don't think, 12, 10 to 12, right? Standing in front of their class, in front of their teacher, and got a little, look at this.
Oh, we have the stories of others, intertwining our brothers, to change and free from struggles, while at the same time hoping for help under the covers, unrecognized by others. We are all kids, no matter the race. No disgrace, we all deserve a place, and we shouldn't have to pick up our pace because a police officer isn't our face or a crazy white lady sprays us with mace.
What? And two of these kids are white. It looks like.
We all are not thugs, and we all deserve hugs, and some of us won't even crush bugs. We're getting deported by ICE, and I can't.
I mean, it's cute. It's cute because, you can tell this means a lot to them. My question is why does it mean a lot to a 12-year-old to go do this in front of ICE?
I can't understand why everyone can't suffice. We have might, so we must fight. Just for our rights.
We must fight.
Let's look at the future and set our sights. Fuck ICE.
Fuck ICE. And then the last kid flips him off.
Cooked, our system is cooked. Booked, our president should read a book.
Cooked, our system is cooked.
Shook, every time we see an officer, we shouldn't be shook. Look, we shouldn't be judged on the way we look. Light shines through the darkest times, no matter the bull. They will not fold if we all uphold the stories of others, intertwining like brothers, trying to change and free from struggles. We can shine as we work together, and who knows, maybe like a phoenix, we will continue to rise.
Now, I'm sure you're saying to yourself, I'm sure this is just a one-off incident, right? This is, maybe some crazy, just one crazy room, That, does that make you feel good? Does that make you feel good? It leaves it icky. It's just icky. And then, it's not just that. It's the fact that these school districts, when my parents decided to homeschool us, I was second grade, right? And of course, there was pressure brought on by the state to stop it. And so we had, this teacher come and she told us, listen, you really only need to study for 4 hours a day. Because everything else in the school time, is other activities or, there's, moving from class to class and all that stuff. Really, in all honesty, it's just 4 hours of actual education that takes place. I said that to her, my mom. That was, the standard that they kept. And in 2001, Bush came out with the No Child Left Behind, which standardized every test across America into one corporate record-keeping machine to figure out what box you fit in. And the problem with No Child Left Behind was that it left so many children behind, because if you were anything that couldn't operate inside of a cubicle under medication, you were lost to the school system. So my opinion of the school system has not been the greatest, just because I just remember thinking that was odd. That you would throw away all other valuable traits in human. We talk about this all the time. You need all sorts of humans to make a society work. And you have to accept it. That's why we get into sexual preferences and, people want to cut up their dick or, get a vagina or get a dick. I don't care. I really don't care. It is your life you are living. The point I start to care is when you say every other type of lifestyle is a form of disillusionment. That if you choose to live this lifestyle and not accept this lifestyle, at some point there has to be an agreement that just going out and banning things is not a solution. You have to at some point look at why these people feel a need, certain people feel a need to force it on kids that need to learn science, math. What is school? Is it to teach you how to become an activist? If it's there to teach you how to become a disruptor to your society in a way that has been proven to not fix anything. This is identity politics. Identity politics ends up with a bunch of unwanted identities being killed. You can say, oh, that's over the top. But every time we start throwing people in groups, you start killing groups. You're like, oh, look, we got this group, and that's a nice group, and then, oh, that group. And the trans and gay, and I hate saying community, because it doesn't speak to the individuals. It speaks to an organized, propagandized machine that is sponsored by a think tank that wants to cause dissent. It's not there to support, to make sure that gays don't get beat up. It's there to ensure that the philosophy will disrupt. The method in which they taught people to demonstrate was not in a way to fix anything legislatively within the system. They taught them to disrupt physically and use fear by group politics. Instead of seeing the individual, the 1980s gay movement, I forget the guy's name, is Milk or something, but it was about the individual. Philadelphia, the movie, a great propaganda movie for gay rights, was about legislation, was about operating within the system, understanding that you had to work within the system because you valued the system and what it could offer to all these groups. In 2010, after they got rid of the propaganda law, the Smith-Mundt Act, revised it. That is when they decided, let's just burn it down. And if you want to burn it down, I mean, that's your prerogative. I don't agree with burning the system down, and I don't think I agree with the public school system teaching your kids that the only way to protest is through violence. And now what are you saying? Well, I mean, this is going on just 5 minutes away from my home in the school district here, and thank God my son isn't exposed to this. But this is going on in Olathe.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
All right, let's give you a little preview of what's going on. I guess I just sort of threw you into that, but essentially what happened here is the teachers told the students, you can protest ICE on school time, and no one will get docked for it. And they gave them signs, or the ability to make signs, gave them classes on how to properly protest, and then went with their kids to protest. And I said from the very beginning, listen, protesting, peacefully protesting, these things is American. I'm a First Amendment activist. And so 100%, if the teachers, if this is it is a very one-sided way to teach protesting, because I didn't hear about anything else. So anyhow, they teach these kids, you're going to march on public streets, understand public versus private, all this stuff. And then they rile them up and send, I'd love to see what their lunches were. They load them full of sugar. So these kids in Olathe, I mean, they're going down the street. The little fuck ICE signs. And which, that's another thing. If you're, as a parent, proud that your kid can articulate their anger by saying fuck, this is not intelligent people. It's not intelligence. You're teaching kids to be a thug, and that's exactly what happened here. There's, of course, 2 kids or 3 kids that were Trump fans, had a Trump flag, and they proceed to get jumped by the school with the teachers present as they watch these kids get pummeled.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah, oh shit! Oh damn! Oh shit! Oh, hold on. Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
That's your school system, Olathe. That's your school system. Well done, Olathe schools. They should be. Yeah, I'm sure it couldn't be worse than that, but then, they got.
Hi, my name's Kristen. If you don't know me, Kristen Schultz. I'm running for House Rep here in District 43, which is Gardner. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So, first of all, Kristen, 100% is grooming. Secondly, I have a concern about the Gardner schools here. It was recently discovered by a concerned parent who had a female student in the Gardner Edgerton School District that there was a male student who says that he's a female that was used in the females' locker room and bathroom, and then it was covered up by the school district, in particular Superintendent Brian Huff. What's your position on that?
Well, having served on the school board and knowing how the inter-district works, the person that told you that doesn't have all the information. They don't know all the details because it involves confidentiality. When you have children involved, there are details that you cannot provide as a school district.
Huff admitted it.
He may have admitted it.
Yeah.
That's awkward. That's awkward because then she can't hide behind confidentiality anymore. I mean, it's a telling sign when instead of just answering a question and being like, yeah, that's, it was a little awkward for everyone. We didn't know how to handle it. And, we hope the school district addresses it better. Instead,
but he didn't.
Confidentiality. He got it wrong. Oh no, he actually admitted it. Oh.
He is not allowed to tell you the details of
Doesn't
that.
matter. There was a male
So
using
let me
a
ask you
female
this.
bathroom.
If you have a student
How about you
who
just answer
comes
my
in-
question?
And so this goes on, and of course, the strategy now is instead of dealing with the problem, that they have pre-planned to have two people stand in front of him with a LGBTQ plus.
This evening. So, Pete Flag, Kansas City.
You can't block me from walking. I'm sorry. You can't block me from
Go
walking.
around. I'm not blocking you.
You are 100%.
Group in the nation.
All right, and
No,
so that,
nothing.
that's
That's the issue. That's the issue.
the cops get called on it.
Did somebody say that?
That's the information we got.
Did somebody push somebody?
They said that there was some sort of physical disturbance. That's all the info we have. They're trying to figure it out.
No. So what's your name? Are you refusing to identify yourself?
I'm not at work, man. I don't have to do anything, so.
So you showed up here not as a cop?
Yes.
Okay. That's bullshit.
Keep thinking what you want, man.
100%. You trying to make fucking contact with me, you little bitch? You little fucking bitch.
Yep, lost the school. It's so important. So important. Especially it. That's the cops defending your kids, right there too, by the way. That officer is mad because someone is, some boy was out there hanging out with the chicks, having time of his life, and then admitted to it. And, that's Olay Schools, people. Let's see. That's Olay Schools. All right, let's see here. We got, now I know what you're saying. Well, okay. All right. It's one school district. This is going on. But then we find out in Grand Island, Nebraska, the same thing is happening. Their kids are also learning how to protest. I'm sorry. I just threw you into it again. So this one, the kids were protesting, but then they left school property and proceeded to throw rocks at people with Trump flags. And one of those guys, his vehicle gets hit. He gets out, confronts the kid. They start beating him up. And yeah.
Stop! What the fuck? Don't fucking touch him! Stop! 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 I understand that. Stop! Can you leave it alone?
Please stop. Leave it alone. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
So, of course, the kid, they get a slap on this wrist. This guy gets a felony child abuse charge. So it appears that we have found our perfect propaganda tool here in America, and that is you can't beat up kids. So let's use this next generation of children to do all our dirty work. And then we'll kill them in World War III. That'll be fun. That'll be nice. So I'd be interested to hear from parents. Are there other school districts out there teaching kids how to protest? Making sure they have a wonderful summer full of protests. Year of protests. I mean, it is midterms coming up, Got to get the troops rallied. All right. And then, of course, I think we should finish off with sweet, sweet Iowa. Now, for people who know me, I was born on the border of South Dakota and Iowa. And Iowa is... I love Iowa. Iowa is my home. I am a Hawkeye. I'm a Northwest Iowan. I was raised for the most part in one of the most beautiful parts of the state. I love Iowa. Okoboji, Iowa is one of the it is a gem in a land of corn. And it is, Iowa it's a beautiful people. Besides, even the Dutch are nice. I mean, at least they're not living off of welfare like the but Iowa has been defeated. I know these farmers. And I talked to every single Iowan in a 2000, from the northwest corner from Sioux Falls all the way to Algona, Iowa, down to Fort Dodge. I've knocked on every single house in Iowa. Storm Lake, Spencer, I could name off the counties and towns. I talked to all the people from Iowa. They love Iowa. They love the rivers, the Mississippi, the Missouri. I was born on the Missouri. The miniature continental divide runs through Iowa. It's a land that can feed anybody. You can grow anything there. There's when I moved to Colorado, that's the first time I felt uneasy because I couldn't grow tomatoes. And I thought to myself, why am I living in a place where you can't grow tomatoes? That's like the easiest thing to grow. But the farmers got pressured and forced into deals because monopolies were allowed to be developed. And the senators and representatives of Iowa sold you. Terry Branstad sold you. Culver sold you to insurance companies. Terry Branstad sold you to medical insurance companies. They sold you. They sold the farmer. They sold the factory worker. People think, oh, it's just, potatoes. Well, first of all, it's not potatoes. It's corn. It's the best damn corn in this country. And not only is it the best damn corn in this country, but also it's the best manufacturing place for inventive ideas. Sliced bread, Iowa. Your washer and dryer, Iowa. Your dishwasher, Iowan. That's right. We know you don't like doing dishes. Iowa. That's where they made it all there. Tractors, Iowa. We'll pump out tractors. And when we think tractors, you know, they're sending it out to Brazil, Argentina. We'll make tractors for anybody. That's Iowa. They sold you out, bro. They sold you out. First they sold off your manufacturing. Then they sold out your medical prowess. One of the best psychological schools in the world is Iowa. Sold you out. And what do you get in return? Well, we're starting to find out now. And sadly it's not good. It's not good. Right here. I forget who this guy's name is. I should have wrote it down. It's so bad. But we're gonna play this little clip here.
And the three big companies that are controlling the ag input market: Bayer, Corteva, and Syngenta. There's other ones, but Bayer's a German company.
Yes.
Corteva is an American company. Top shareholders are BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street of that company. But Syngenta is a wholly owned state enterprise of the Chinese government.
Actually?
100%. So about somewhere on the end of 5 million acres in our state has chemicals and seed technology from a company that's a wholly owned company of the state of China, the country of China. So I mentioned that to say this. If you talk to farmers about some of these products, and, you know, like I said, glyphosate or Roundup is, you know, very ubiquitously used. But if you talk to them about products even many of them won't use anymore, you'll get to products like Paraquat. Paraquat is actually, it was really originally formulated by Syngenta.
Paraquat was used in anti-drug spraying in Latin America. It was very controversial for that.
And it'll burn down plants in a matter of hours. But if you're exposed to Paraquat, your chance of Parkinson's doubles. Matter of fact,
actually,
oh yes,
Parkinson's.
There's people.
That's something you don't want to get.
No, and if you go on X and you type in and you just like look at Paraquat, you'll find stories of farmers who just will not use it anymore. They'll tell stories of, you know, spraying it and immediately getting that day getting uncontrollable bloody noses. It's a very, very harsh product, and it's still spray. I think the best estimate is about 300,000 acres of land in Iowa use this product. This product is actually used in research settings in mice and rodents to induce Parkinson's.
Are you being serious?
I'm 100% serious. And our EPA, and this is where the big issue lies, our EPA still allows it. So if we're talking about are these products harmful? We can get into that more, but yes, we know
if it doubles your chance of Parkinson's, you're going to have to explain the upside to continue selling that product. I mean, my instinct is you'd ban that today.
And I think that's what people.
Parkinson's? Come on now. That's true suffering.
It's a sentence you don't want.
But it gets worse, Iowa. It gets worse. You've been sold down the river. Let me pull this one up here for you.
Were also examples like this. In 2000, there was a study called the Williams study. It's the most cited study on the safety of glyphosate. The most cited. 99.9% of all.
Now, don't forget glyphosate, national treasure. We got to protect it.
Papers that cite the safety of glyphosate cite this study. Last month, that study was retracted because it was found that Monsanto executives wrote the study. But here's maybe even the worst part. We found that out in 2017 and it was retracted in 2025. The Monsanto executive actually said when he's sending this back, he better not have any revisions. That's what he said.
And of course, we know how wonderful the amount of cancer that is. Now, this is a good step, Iowa. This is a good step. But, you know, when you think of the rows and rows and rows of corn and beans that cover Iowa, every third row belongs to the Chinese government. And let's say you were in some sort of war with the Chinese government, and the Chinese government had access to make seeds and chemicals to make those seeds grow, that might harm you and therefore weaken the enemy across the sea. Now, I'm no military genius, but if I was sitting in that room, I would say, hey, I mean, they buy our stuff. Maybe we just put a few little poison. So, and then of course, all those chemicals run off into the river, and now we can't eat any of the fish. So there's that too. Iowa, well done, well done. You better elect this guy, and get it sorted out. Of course, it'd help if I knew his name. But if you want to find out, you'll find out. That's my theory. God damn it. What is this guy's name? Look up the Tucker Carlson interview on Iowa. That'll show you. All right. Should we take a little break? Should we take one more little break? How long have we been going here? Hour 30? I think so. We take one more little break. Got a great little musical interlude. 1950s rendition of What Does the Fox Say?
Dog goes woof, cat goes meow, bird goes tweet, and mouse goes squeak. Cow goes moo, frog goes croak, and the elephant goes toot. Ducks say quack, and fish go blub, and the seal goes ow, ow, ow. But there's one sound that no one knows. What does the fox say? Ring, ding, 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 ding. What the fox say? Wop, pop, 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 pow. Pop, 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 pow. Pop, 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 pow. What the fox say? Hattie, 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 ho. Hattie, 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 ho. Hattie, 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 ho. What the fox say? Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. What the fox say? Big blue eyes, pointy nose, chasing mice and digging holes. Tiny paws up the hill. Suddenly you're standing still. Your fur is red, so beautiful, like an angel in disguise. But if you meet a friendly horse, will you communicate by Morse? Morse, Morse. How will you speak to that? Horse, horse, horse. What the fox say? Cha 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 chow. Cha 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 chow. Cha 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 chow. What the fox say? What the fox say? Ahi, ahi, ahi. Ahi, ahi, ahi. Ahi, ahi, ahi. What the fox say? What the fox say? The secret of the fox, ancient mystery, somewhere deep in the woods, I know you're hiding. What is your sound? Will we ever never know will always be a mystery. What do you say? You're my guardian angel hiding in the woods. What is your sound? Will we ever know? I way do better than they do. I want to know.
What does the fox say? If it was 1960s, funk. I love me some funk. Makes me so good. All right, let's check in on our favorite god, everybody.
Yeah. Hey everyone, you can sing along too. It's Moloch News. Moloch News. He's out there to eat kids and Jews. It's Moloch. Moloch News. It's an update, everybody.
Hopefully we'll land on Uranus. Nice tight fit.
Moloch. It's Moloch News, everybody. Let's check in on our favorite god of the Israelites.
It's very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they try to rebuild a nuclear weapon, that causes problems for us. And in fact, we've seen evidence that they have tried to do exactly that. So the president.
Now, the reason why I pulled this clip for you guys is because old JD, he's getting his practice in. And I just want to give him a few tips. One public speaker to another, right? When you're lying and you're nervous here, right? Which he clearly is, because we know Iran is no threat. We know that.
The principle is very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they try to rebuild a nuclear weapon, that causes problems.
Too fast, JD. Slow it down, bud. Take a breath in between your pauses. People made fun of Bush, but Bush had it down when it came to making you believe someone was a threat. He's like, they got big weapons. I mean, like real big weapons. They want to get even bigger weapons. And that's no good. JD Vance, he's trying to be he's been hanging out with the wrong crowd, right? He forgets he's got to grunt it down a little.
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they try to rebuild a nuclear weapon, that causes problems for us. And in fact, we've seen evidence that they have tried to do exactly that. So the president sending those negotiators to try to address that problem, as the president has said repeatedly, he wants to address that problem diplomatically, but of course the president has other options as well. But the principle.
So JD Vance practicing for in 3 years. So that's exciting. Let's keep an eye on how he does on public speaking. I think we should have a little, just to help him. I'm sure he could use that. All right, everybody. I think it's one hell of a show. I puked out the demons in a vicious vomit, in a visceral sounding. Dare I say projectile, full of chicken broth and coffee. That's right. Caramel macchiato. And we said, no, we don't cancel the show. No, sirree, Bob. Not for you guys. Because in the end, how often
Bomb, 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 Iran. 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 Bomb, Iran. What country's got a feeling really hit the ceiling? Bomb, Iran. Bomb, Tell the Ayatollah gonna put you in a box, bomb Iran, bomb, 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 Iran. The country's got a feeling, really hit the ceiling, bomb Iran, bomb, 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 Iran. Old Uncle Sam's getting pretty hot. Time to turn Iran into a parking lot, bomb Iran, bomb, 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 Iran, bomb, bomb, Iran. The country's got a feeling, really hit the ceiling, bomb Iran, bomb, 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 Iran. Call the volunteers, call the bombardiers, call the financiers, better get their ass in gear, bomb Iran, bomb, 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 Iran, bomb, 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 Iran. The country's got a feeling, really hit the ceiling, bomb Iran, bomb, 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 Iran.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Systems are advised to take the following steps. If exposed, remove from the
Podcast for the curious mind. I don't know what that means.